Hello.
Hey man, how you doing?
Hey, I'm pretty good. Pretty good. Sorry about that. I was out having a smoke.
It's all good. So I told you I just moved up here to Illinois, and the fucking city is doing some construction, and I went first to get a Red Bull, and then I'm like, you know what? I don't want to go to 7-Eleven. I don't want to go to my job tonight. I don't, because they might be like, hey, you want to work? No, fuck that.
Yeah.
So I went down to
What
the
do you What do
local,
you do for work anyway?
just third shifter at 7-Eleven, some shitty ass job.
Oh, shit. Yeah. Okay.
I went for a beer run though, and on my way down to the brewery, I got my beer filled up, and then I was like, oh shit, they were doing construction on the route back. And so
Oh shit.
I'm on a moped, so I had to dart completely around the city in the
Holy fuck.
dark.
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
motherfucking.
Awesome. Yeah, I don't have to worry about shit like that around here. Not a lot going on in this town. It's a small, it's after the COVID-19 shit and everything like that. It's pretty quiet around here.
Was that
Yeah.
your mother I talked to on the phone earlier?
Yeah, that's my mother.
Ah.
She's a nice old bird.
Yeah, I almost said something. I was like, "Wow, you're the nice old lady," then, but I didn't want to be disrespectful.
Oh, no, that's who she is. Yeah, she's cool. I don't know. Whatever. Yeah, no, it's, I'm kind of a little bit fucking here and there myself tonight, but,
So
yeah.
many of the questions I've been asked are going to be the same from the original. Because what happened was my hard drive got destroyed, and so literally I lost everything on my computer. So
Yeah, I saw your post about that and stuff.
it fucking sucks.
It was, what was he? Figured it was like your fucking friend or a girlfriend or some shit like this?
No, what happened was
You don't know?
no. I know who it was, but I can't do shit about it. The place that I lived before here, a couple of drug addicts were my housemate. I didn't know them, but
Yeah.
the landlord threatened to kick them out, and to get revenge, they ransacked the house.
Oh, that's shitty.
That's pretty much why. But so anyway, the first question I have for you is the Dayglo abortions. Can you tell me how they started, please?
Well, it started actually, I had another punk band before the Dayglos, too, that had Spud, our bass player, was the bass player in it, too. We were just a shitty 70s kids punk band in Victoria here. And when that band broke up, it was like in 1980, I guess. It would have been like the fucking fall of 1980, I guess, when we got together there. And me and, Bonehead had been hanging around with us, too. We were all friends and jammed together and shit, so I figured the other band had broken up. We started off with, oh God, what was it? Oh, I know what it was. Yeah, we decided we were going to be the Dayglo, because I had this case of Dayglo brand spray paint, and we were going to be the Dayglo fucking, whatever the most frequently used word on the front page of the paper was. And so we went, and that was the day that Henry Morgenthaler's fucking abortion clinics all got radioed up in Canada here, and so it was all abortion all over the front of the paper and shit. It was quite hilarious, and I was just going, well, this is obviously divine fucking thing here, because it was funny, and I knew right away that this is the funny thing about this band is absolutely never going to get any corporate shit, and not going to get signed and nothing, because abortions don't sell a single thing anywhere. And it was so I was going, I mean, this is the ultimate underground street name kind of thing like that. It was super funny. And it's,
I was telling a few friends of mine, because by the way, I actually found Armageddon Survival Guide on eBay for about $15, so I'm going to buy it on there.
Oh, killer.
But I told a friend of mine that you guys have a new album out, and he's like, they're still alive?
Yeah.
Like,
I know, it's amazing, isn't it?
well, Todd Swallows, who I was referring to from the Necros, he's like, God damn, I can't believe they're still alive. He's like,
No, we're kicking, actually. You're better than we ever were. I mean, we actually learned how to play and shit like that. Got a decent drummer, things like that. Really improved the band a whole bunch.
I was going to ask about that, too. Notice on Wikipedia says Jesus Bonehead stopped playing around 2011-ish.
Yeah, somewhere around there. A couple of, years, 10 years back now. And but Mark had already been playing drums for us for any shows in the States, because Bonehead couldn't get across the border. And so Mark had played a few tours of this already, and then when Bonehead tried to hand in his retirement there, he's gone, before you hand in your retirement, Mr. Bonehead, I'd like to say one thing to you. You're fucking fired. Yeah. But no. We all have we're still friends and shit like that. And I see all of those guys. I see Spud the most out of any of them.
So did he just quit the band or something?
Spud did?
No, did Bonehead just like quit the
Bonehead,
band?
no, he just retired. He was,
like really?
Oh yeah, he's done. Christ, he hasn't played drums in 15 years now, and it's probably been a year or so since he'd played the last time. I mean, I was looking at him when we were getting ready to play, and he's looking at the drumsticks and looking at the drums like he's never fucking seen the stuff before. It was, it'd probably been a year since he'd been behind a drum kit, even just casually, Yeah, it was funny as hell. But, whatever. People go that way sometimes, and they're not all as enthusiastic and full of life as I am.
Yeah, I love your music. I'm most familiar with, since the last time we talked, I've listened to A Little Man in a Canoe and Holy Shit.
Oh, yeah, The Little Man in the Canoe was one of the ones I wasn't on. I quit for 2 albums.
Jimbo Jack,
and,
right?
Yeah, that was Jim. That's where he started, yeah. And we did an album together there. We did 2 of them together, I think, actually, something like that. Holy Shit and Death Race. Yeah.
Yeah, so, I was just listening to Holy Shit on YouTube, and I kind of noticed how it goes back and forth between you and apparently him. He's got a...
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, about almost half, I guess, something like that.
He's got a more serious tone to his lyrics, and you have a more sarcastic tone to yours.
You know what? Actually, I wrote all our songs.
Oh.
Just because he sang them didn't mean he wrote them. There was 1 or 2 songs that he wrote. He did write a couple of songs. And, here and there he wrote a pretty good one there. But Jimmy was on a totally different level than I was anyway, that's for sure. Jimmy's all about, like, he wanted to be like in maybe, I don't know, fucking Vince Neil or something like that. That's where he fancies himself as kind of shit. He wanted to be a rock star and all of this, and he used to get pretty upset there. He goes, I'm tired of you and your fucking morals and shit. Like, I just want to be a rock star. And go, funny stuff. Whatever, I mean, he's a good guy. We did a lot of very funny things together. We pulled some awesome pranks on a few times, actually. We were, in Montreal, we pretended to light him on fire. We made it look like it was an accident. Right at the end of our set, we have one of our roadies is breathing fire. He's got some kerosene or whatever, white gas. Not white gas, but he's probably using, like, I don't know, overproof rum or some shit like that. He's drinking and shooting fireballs. And Jimbo's me and Willie are just wanking. He's putting his Jack's colors on and sort of saying goodbye to everybody like this. And his Jack's colors have been previously soaked in gasoline and stuff already. And all primed up, So he goes and he gets that on, and then he gets a little bit too close to the guy breathing the fire. And poof, his vest catches on fire. And these guys in the crowd are going, ooh, Jimbo, you are on fire, no? And he goes, oh, and he tries to pat it out, and he just fucking goes up in like a pillar of flames. and then he thrashes around and dives into the fucking crowd. And these people are jumping on him, they're trying to put him out and shit like this. And and they think it's totally real, They're screaming, they're fucking, oh my God, people are crying and stuff like this. We didn't realize that the week before that, like this band, they're called, what's their name? They're a Montreal band. Anyway, Montreal punk band. It was pretty big for a while there. Talking a lot about smoking weed and shit like that. Anyways, one of the guys died in a house fire a week earlier from us pulling this prank, and they're like the babies in town and shit like that. So they were just so horrified by this. They just didn't know what the fuck to think. Oh my God, and that guy's gonna die for Christ's sake. Ah! Oh, it was so good. And then this friend of mine, she comes up and slaps me across the face. She goes, I know this is all your fault. Because we thought he was dead. She's got tears coming out of her eyes and shit. I was like, whoa, oops. This one like pulled this off a little too good, I guess, this time. It was so funny, man. Oh, they just fell for it. Like 1,000 people just about in like a big club in Montreal, the Buffoon Electric there. Probably more like 400 people or so, eh? Just fucking had them done right there, eh? Oh my God. That was a fucking... Then the next year we got the same sort of crew and stuff like this, and we decided we were going to do something again to these guys when we were coming into town. What we did is we got our roadie, the same guy that was breathing the fire. He comes out. We get started off. We're going to start with "Fuck My Shit Stinks," okay? And me and we're kind of playing this riff at the beginning of it, and the roadie walks out with a 5-gallon pail and a porno magazine and a and a roll of toilet paper and sits on the bucket and starts reading the porno mag. And we preloaded this bucket with some Asian pop that looked a lot like urine, and some melted O. Henry bars and stuff like this. So we get all this concoction of very realistic-looking stuff in there. And the guy sits there and we do the first bit, like this, and then he stands up and we preloaded the toilet paper with like smeared chocolate and then some ketchup and a bit of relish or something like that on the toilet paper. And he wipes his ass and then holds the toilet paper up so everybody can see it. And it's just like, oh man, like, oh my God. Fucking, and then we do the thing, we go, and just on the last one, but he picks up the fucking 5-gallon pail and throws it at the crowd.
Oh my God.
And at the same time as another guy comes and takes a picture of the poop and all of the stuff flying through the air. And these people just tearing each other's faces off, trying to get out of the way of the fucking thing. And they're just like, like this. And fucking bam, it hits them. And it's like, oh, this is a Henry bar. And fucking, we go looking at him, we go, we got you again, eh? You guys are fucking easy, you Frenchy bastards. That was, yeah, I like doing stuff like that. Jimmy was always good. He was always up for the prank. There.
You were the funnest person to interview. I'm just saying.
Well, yeah, I know. And you got me at the right time. Let's just say that.
You were just two interviews so far, and you were the funnest. We're not even 15 minutes in, and I'm already trying to catch my breath of laughter right now.
Yeah, well, that's my side job as a stand-up comedian. I'm just not really. I don't have mine's a sort of a street comedian, you'd call it, I guess. I don't really have a venue or anything like that. I just perform it everywhere I go, right in people's faces. The real thing.
I wish I could meet you one day. That'd be fucking awesome.
Yeah, I'm just a regular guy, a regular old guy.
How old
fucking
are you?
60 years old this year. I'll be 60 in about a couple of months.
Jesus. I'm 26.
Yeah.
I'm young.
You're a year younger than my youngest daughter, actually.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I've got 2 daughters and a son. 2 different sets of mothers there, and a small herd of a family. Lots of baggage following me around. You can see it in the bags under my eyes.
I was going to bring it up real quick, so I know we talked about this in the first one, but you changed the Constitution of Canada, correct?
Yeah, in a weird way. It was because of, they tried to arrest our record company for manufacturing and distributing pornographic material, essentially. They were accusing them that Dayglo abortions was pornography. And which of course, because, well, that sounds kind of constitutional, you know, this is a bit of a freedom of expression deal, so, off to the Supreme Courts with it. And I was on, oh, fuck, man, I'm going to do it again. I mean, Jesus Christ. I was on the front page of the paper every goddamn night. I got interviewed by the top national fucking news guys, stuff like this. They were all super cool, and, went on for a year. All of this shit, and everybody, and I wanted to send a thank you letter to the mayor of Nepean and the police chief that initiated the whole thing. And I'm going, I know this wasn't probably turn out the way you guys were hoping it was going to turn out, but I got to thank you guys because nobody knew who the fuck we were a couple of weeks ago. And now we're huge, baby, huge. I know you guys won. Have a nice life, you know.
Wasn't it because his daughter was like playing your record in her room or something like that?
Yeah. Apparently that was what I heard. The story was that she was recording her friend's copy of the record. is what it was, which is, I believe, is a felony.
Oh,
I don't know.
goodness.
Copyright infringement. I know in the States they're really trying to nail people for shit like that, software piracy and all of that stuff, you know. So you can get fucking more in jail in the States for fucking computer things like that than you're going to for a lot of like stuff, except for once it gets to robbing banks or stealing anything from the system, they get a lot more serious about it, you know. That's a funny world we live in. How's things down there anyway? Jesus Christ, there's stuff I see on the news. You guys are like, I'm just going, well, this is some really bad leadership, bad government stuff going on here. I mean, you got a bunch of people righteously pissed off that the fucking cops keep killing black people all the time for some reason. You know, and they're just like, oh, I don't know, it just happens, you know, a lot, you know, we just keep running into each other like this. And fucking, you know, and so they're pissed. And so what does Trump do? So the cops are going to beat the shit out of them. That ought to calm them down.
Yeah.
This is like, what grade is this guy in, for fuck's sake? Oh, my God.
I think he skipped all 12.
Yeah, it was good. I was just watching it going, oh, man, the punks are sure having fun down there. Look at all that looting going on.
Yeah,
you know, I mean, whatever fucking, and you see, it's funny, you know, because there's these fucking people. There's this guy in town I know. He's a lawyer, Jewish guy. Just coincidentally, I call him my Nazi Jew lawyer friend, man. And he's a right wing, just pro-Trump, everything like this. And the guy's really funny. I'm just like, well, you know, you're an educated person, Jim, for fuck's sake, and you deal like in criminal law. You must at least be able to recognize lying when you see it. I mean, just, Jesus. How can you say this shit about the guy? It's, I don't know. It's funny as hell. I troll the guy's shit. That's one of my hobbies, is trolling his posts that he puts on Facebook. It's a good pastime there.
You are seriously awesome.
Yeah, I know.
You said,
you know, I bought 100 lot of acid the other night, so yeah, I'm seriously on something.
Hey, if it floats your boat, do it, man.
You
gotta enjoy life. I mean, I've never done acid before, but I drink alcohol.
The one thing is, once you get to a certain age, you know, all of that caution and stuff like that, you just toss that shit out the window. Because it's like, well, she's all downhill from here on in, you know, like anything's gonna kill me before I die myself, really. So she's a green light to the finish line. I actually got a full physical done last year, too. And I fucking passed everything in the thing. I'm just going,
damn,
you're kidding me. Come on, how about my kidneys and my liver and shit? And he's like, no, top shelf. Your lungs are going, God, I fucking smoked cigarettes for 40 years. And my lungs are perfect, he says. Fucking really funny. So I go, so what you're telling me, Doc, is I can just go hard from here on in. Because what I've been doing up to now, I figured would have done me in already. You know, and you're telling me, go for it, baby. It's good genetics somewhere along the line.
Must be. So, as I asked you in the first one, who was on the cover of Out of the Womb? Who was that?
That's, her name was, oh God, what was her damn name? They called her Miss Thing. I can't remember her name, but she might be just as good, because she ended up married to the Sergeant-at-Arms of the Vancouver East Van, fucking notorious red and white there, right? So, because like Vancouver, big dog city, it was just owned, like this whole West Coast, owned by the bikers back in the day there. And all kinds of weird politics because of shit like that going on in the punk scene and all the bands, because all of the bars, you know, they own all the bars. Everywhere you look, it was like 81 Incorporated and bikes go riding by. You know, they're all right for a bunch of racist, bully, goon motherfuckers, you know. Yeah, they're stand-up gentlemen, for Christ's sake. They donate a lot to the local sports teams and shit like that. You know, funny as hell. They got shut down, though. This was a thing in the past. Actually, maybe, I can't remember, 6, 8, 10 years ago. The cops decided one day, oh my God, the bikers have taken over. They suddenly noticed they've taken over everything. Like the head of the union in for the longshoremen, everybody's a biker, eh? And they started. It became illegal to be in the Hells Angels. Period. If you were in the Hells Angels, you were going to go to jail for it in Canada. Yeah, which they declared them an organized. That's essentially the way they treat. If you're a member of organized crime, you can get a sentence right for that. You know, a member of an organized crime, a registered one like the Hells Angels. They got them listed on the fucking most of the stock markets, probably. Jesus, and at least they were back in the day. Things changed though in the politics of that world. It's funny. This used to be a huge marijuana industry here, the multi-billion-dollar a year industry, all underground, growing the best weed on earth for years. I mean, and it was great. We're getting, Jesus, we had cheap hydro, and lots of, like, nobody's going to go to jail for anything like that, not around here. Christ, it's Canada, for fuck's sake. You got to kill somebody to go to jail here. And we hardly ever do that. You know, people kill themselves accidentally a lot more often than we kill each other. Really, which is funny, you know. But
I mean, you do have a song called "Suicide" on "Out of the Womb."
What was that?
You have a song called "Suicide" on "Out of the Womb." Is that a satire or is that?
Yeah, it's a spoof. Yeah, I mean, essentially that whole album was kind of parody of punk rock, you might say, something like that.
I can feel that, definitely.
Yeah, it was like, it was really tongue-in-cheek, the whole thing was. Like,
but
silly names and everything like that. I thought it was hilarious.
Have you pissed in Ozzy Osbourne's face, though? The world needs to know.
Oh, have I? No, I wouldn't do that. He's one of my idols, for Christ's sake. Ozzy's great. It's just too bad what happened to Black Sabbath, you know? I mean, my Black Sabbath years are essentially Master Reality and fucking Iron Man and shit like that, you know? And I'm not down with seeing what happened and turning into a corporate machine. That's something completely different, you know? To me, anyway. I separate those two worlds. What
they became, pretty much.
Pardon?
What they became, pretty much.
Yeah, that whole, I mean, Sharon, whatever, Osbourne and her fucking corporate monstrosity world, pay-to-play world that she's got going on there. Whatever floats your boat, man. You know, that's her bag. Mine's much simpler than that.
I
have no plans for conquest or anything.
What was his first band called? Earth Decay?
What, a Black Sabbath?
Yeah, before they were.
Yeah,
Black
they were
Sabbath.
something like, I think they were just called Earth, weren't they?
Yeah, Earth.
I mean, there's another Seattle drone band called Earth. They're pretty cool.
I'm trying to remember. It was Henry Rollins interviewed Ozzy once, and I remember them saying something like, when they first played, they were like, Earth Decay, and then they played in front of an audience of classical music and enthusiasts and, like, scared the shit out of them all.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, they had something completely different going on, really. I mean, it was funny, because they were kind of a blues band. They were just, like, really bluesy, rocky band. Ozzy played harmonica and shit like that. You know, it's just like one of those type of things, and they just went all fucking badass heavy all of a sudden. Master Reality is where it really happened. The first album, you could hear that bluesy shit in there, but Master Reality, I fucking took that record home as a kid. Me and my friend, we'd go to the record store, we'd shoplifting records. We got that, and we got fucking, what was it? What was the other one? It was an Alice Cooper record. I can't remember which one.
Goes to Hell?
I think it was Alice Cooper or Kill or something. Like, it was a really old Alice Cooper. I guess it was a long time ago. This is old in the 70s. And fucking, so we get back to my friend's place, and we got these two records, and we just sort of, I don't know, I'll take this one, I'll take that one. I took the Black Sabbath one, and he takes the fucking, actually, no, it was the other way around. I got the other one. And he puts on the Black Sabbath one first at his place, and the fucking thing, it just starts, goes, and it just, kaboom, blew the fucking sky off of my world, because I had been looking for this music since I was a little kid. It started with Peter and the Wolf, when the wolf was following Peter through the woods, and it's going boom, 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 like that, all creepy. And I thought, that's the kind of music I like, ever since I was a little kid, And there was Peer Gynt Symphony, all this shit. And then there was Master of Reality. Bam! That was fucking it. I was just like, oh my God, this is so awesome.
Did your
Yeah,
parents ever try to keep you away from that type of music, or?
shit, no, 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 no. No, they couldn't. I mean, they didn't like a lot of it. Actually, I got into when Black Sabbath fell apart the first time now, and I started looking at the other fucking music that was around. And this is like in the '70s, late '70s, and I'm just looking at everything, and all of the rock bands are wearing like spandex, and they're dressing like chicks and singing like ah, like this, and I fucking did not sign up for that. I'm just like, what the fuck is this faggotry? God, and I fucking. I started listening to like weird ass jazz fusion and shit. I got into Frank Zappa quite a lot, actually. That's where that's where one of my biggest influences in the Dayglos really was Frank Zappa. Totally, the sarcasm and all of that shit. And I just loved his stuff.
He was punk rock before punk rock was punk rock.
Oh yeah, he was. He was right on the money. Not a big fan of punk rock himself, actually, but he just considered it to be another form of pop dribble garbage as far as he was concerned in the garbage trends of society, you know. He didn't see a civil grassroots uprising happening there or anything like that. But I think that's what it actually was. It still exists. I mean, it's hilarious. All of the other ones kind of petered off once all of their fans got kind of overweight and, you know, gone through a couple of divorces and shit like that. They pretty well had changed their whole party for all day long fucking scheme of things, you know? Their music dies off. Except ours now, we got all these fat fucking punkers, brain-dead fucking alcoholic punkers walking around. All just with their 80 years old with mohawks and shit like that. Yelling at the kids, fucking turn that shit off. Maybe like that fucking exploited or something that, you know, that sounds like music, you little bastards. It's hilarious.
It's kind of funny. Huh?
I was
gonna say it's kind of funny because as I mentioned earlier, I'm 26, and now that I'm kind of getting, I'm not known, but I've interviewed you, Keith Morris, and several other veteran punk rockers, and I've had several people comment in my videos saying, "Wow, this interview is really young, and he knows these bands." It's like, yeah. I listen to music before my generation.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's everybody's got their own thing, you know. And I find one of the things about the sort of the young punk scene today seems to be really disconnected. And it's not got, like, I mean, there's a lot of funny things happening. In the social groups, I noticed people are spending so much of their energy to just fit in and be accepted by the group and to think the same group thinking and stuff and stand by each other and have all of these just ridiculous fucking goddamn PC rules that they've made up about whatever it might be, you know? Could be anything. And they don't even know what the fuck, I mean, but actually, in a lot of ways, they get manipulated by companies that have interests, you know, the people that sell them their clothes and stuff like that, or pumping their shitty music fucking full of weird subliminal suggestions. What you fucking really need is a new pair of jeans with one of these things inside them, and they show some super slutty hot broad, you know, and fucking everybody's just so programmed and stuffed full of all of the shit. I'm not sure if there's much hope for most of them, you know, really.
Yeah, there's a lot of punk rock groups out there on Facebook, especially, where like 90% of the posts are real punks listen to this band and that band. And I'm like,
real punks.
So fucking
I was
cringy.
a punk before. I'm punker than you. My mom is punker than you, for fuck's sake.
when I talk to a punk and they tell me what real, if they even say what real punk is, I'm like, all right, conversation over later.
Yeah, it's silly, that whole thing. Yeah.
I mean, I was that way
my
when I was
daughter,
13,
my youngest kid had a really
but
funny thing. When she grew up, she was looking at stuff and she started commenting, like, because she's got her bands that she likes and stuff. She's getting into some crusty punk shit she likes.
Ooh, damn.
So she's looking at this shit, but she's looking at all these, because none of these fucking people wearing all of this merch have ever heard Crass or fucking anything like this. I mean, I know if they listened to them, these people would be horrified, you know? And he goes, but they got all the merch, all of this merch flying around. So she assumed that punk rock was this fashion show, you know? Completely, it was just a shallow, pathetic scene. She did not even perceive any kind of a social thing underneath it. And yeah, and then now she's older, she realizes what it really was, because she's traveled around the world and fucking going to Europe, going to the big festivals and shit like that, hanging out with people. She's gotten to see what the way the world really is now, eh?
I'm with her on that. I've been to 8 countries and 43 states.
Yeah, there's a lot of good stuff about that. I mean, that's one of the things that, like, that's what I'm going for, really. Other people might have aspirations of, you know, paying off their mortgages and shit like that and having all of these plans for the future. But I just like traveling, and I like meeting people. I've got friends all around the world now, and everywhere I go, they're just super happy to see me, which is really great. You know, you're the most popular guy in the room every night.
So,
and that's fucking...
Where exactly do you live?
I live on in a place called Victoria on Vancouver Island, right at the south end of Vancouver Island.
When I return to the Philippines at some point, which will be later this year, I'll try to fly through Vancouver. If I can give you like enough, like let's say a 2-month notice, do you think you can meet me in Vancouver?
Oh yeah, for sure, easy. I come over to Van. Yeah, I go by there.
That'd be fucking awesome.
I mean, I practice. One of my bands that I play in practices in Van. For fuck's sake, it's been hard to get over there for the last couple of months because of the fucking obvious reasons there. You know,
like September through November when it happens. Like I'm nowhere near financially ready to leave the U.S. just yet.
Yeah.
That'd be fucking cool. In 2000.
Yeah, there's not a lot of travel happening right now. Anyway, I don't think.
Yeah,
they're still fairly shut down. Canada, I mean, they're going here like, we're all happy, everything's fine here, we've got everything we need, thank you very much. Just keep the borders closed, they're going. Why the fuck should we let anybody in, you know? They're all sick. Let's just fucking shut the place down. We got everything here, you know?
There's a fucking meme about...
It's like that South Park thing where the guy builds the wall. Sorry, the Canadians already built the wall, sir. Yeah, and he goes up to the wall and goes, why'd you build the wall? Because we got nice shit. Fuck you, buddy. Sort of shit. They're going, fuck yeah, that's right on the money. Those guys know what's going on up here.
There was another meme about how Mexico's like, hey, Trump, since your country's worse now, we're going to build the wall. Fuck you, bye.
Yeah, I saw a funny one. Oh, God, I saw a funny one on some music video the other day, and it was a bunch of Mexican guys working on a wall, and they said they're building Great Wall of Mexico, it's called, under construction. These guys are building this wall, which I thought was kind of funny there. A little stab at somebody, I guess. I don't know. Our border. We've got the best border in the world. We got the best border of anybody around. Our border's the best border. Yeah, okay, sure.
Trump is a fucking shit show. I can't even... Like, I have a lot of my Philippine friends and foreign friends in general, they asked me, so, like, what's it like living under Trump?
Yeah.
A fucking 24/7 circus? That's actually a real thing?
Yeah, no, it's frighteningly real, I guess.
Like, I don't know how to explain that.
It's funny, you know, because I watched the whole thing happening from the outside, and I fucking saw it years ago. I'm going like, Obama, this is brilliant. You notice the way they came in after Bush, eh? Like everybody's, oh my God, the war and weapons of mass destruction, and oh my God, he took us to the brink of total war and everything like this. And now they got a black guy comes and saves them. And I'm just like, this is fucking unreal. Like, who's done the choreography for this monstrosity? It was just unreal. It dwarfed anything that the fucking Nazis did in the fucking Second War. Just dwarfed it. And then Trump is trying to outdo that. And they're going, of course, nobody actually bothered noticing that maybe the government wasn't even real. Like, these guys are all just actors, for fuck's sake. It's a bunch of corporations that actually run the country. This is just a show that we put on in front of that. You know, it's a bunch of evil multi-death corporations, fucking, and they've bought out America from the bottom to the top pretty well in the political system with all the lobbying and everything like that. And it's fucking done, you know? Absolutely done.
Do you talk to Dave Dichter of MDC much?
Yeah, once in a while, yeah. It's been a little while. We were supposed to do a tour a couple of years ago, and I think his wife got sick or some shit like that. Something happened. Something really shitty happened, and he had to bail out of it. But I talked to him a few times through that. the last time we met and sort of became sort of friends for a period of time there when we met down in back in the 80s, early 80s there and shit down.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was when stuff was really rocking too. There was some fun stuff. Black Flag was all early and all of that shit, you know. There's a lot of really good stuff going around up and down the West Coast then.
Well, I noticed because in like the album Holy Shite, you make a reference to multi-death corporations, and I believe.
I say that every now and then. You know, that's a quote directly from Dave Dictor. Totally.
I know.
Props to him. You know, I mean, that's one of the personally one of the things that really summed up the anger of fucking punk rock for me in a lot of ways was Dead Cops by fucking Millions of Dead Cops, for Christ's sake. Yeah. It is just the most badass tune. I'm like, yeah, that's an angry punk rock right there, you know? Going right to the fucking,
shitty part about
right to the core.
Is their newer stuff is so mellow compared to what they used to
I know. People go like that. It's, you know, it's whatever, you know, and their taste change and everything like that, and they don't give a fucking fuck, which I like. I mean, I'd much rather see a person doing that than gyrating through those. I mean looking at himself in the mirror after a set going, God, we really rocked them tonight. We got a couple of like 9-year-olds all wet. He's singing songs about my fucking breaking up with my girlfriend, you know, my 14-year-old girlfriend, now that I'm 70. Or whatever. I mean, I'm just going, holy fuck, those guys must be just dying up there. Fucking Gob or one of these fucking bands like that. I'm just like, yikes. At least, you know, I can look at myself and go, nah, he's kind of funny, I guess, you know, whatever. Things haven't changed much for me. I'm still... That was the thing, is I never had an act. Anyway, I just don't have those kind of skills. I got one thing going on, and that's about all we do around here. Is one of me, you know?
Since your album Fetus of Fetus made it on the national TV back then, do you think Ronald Reagan ever saw the cover?
I hope he did. I mean, I hope so. I have some funny, my friends have a band in Vancouver called Zuckus. Zuckus does they have, for starters, absolutely zero, it's all just phonetic, you know, sounds like absolute non-repeating, non-terminating grindcore. And it's all done, it's Star Wars themes done to a hard pornography thing. And they're sitting in, it was in, God, I can't remember where it was, but it was Clinton was on tour. Not Hillary, but her husband was on a pre-election tour.
Oh, so this is
and he goes by this restaurant, and everybody clearly, they're sitting there having coffee in the morning, and they get their fucking record in front of them. They're looking at it all proud of this just pornographic picture on the front of it, eh? And all of these Secret Service guys, they blocking the street off, and people, everything's all going hush-hush. And then some people sort of go walking by outside the thing, and he says, I'm sitting there looking out of the window, and fucking Bill Clinton just walks right up to my window and looks. And so I picked up the record and I showed it to him. and he looks at the record and it's just like hardcore porno scene. And he looks at it and just goes, double thumbs up, and nods at them like, right on.
Like, for real? Bill Clinton?
To them through the window, yeah, through the window, and then walks on with the thing. And he just... and they're like, oh, yes! Yeah, we're done. Clinton, we got that Clinton thumb of approval there, for fuck's sake.
Oh my God, that's crazy.
That's unreal, isn't it? Yeah, it's just like, oh, dude, that is just so heavy metal, man. Yeah, that's some good shit.
Wow.
Zuckus, they're quite a band. They're crazy stuff.
That's
like even nothing, the drums. It's like 6 million completely unrelated drum beats, one after another. Really quickly, eh?
I have to look these guys up. That's fucking crazy.
Oh, my God. And every single note is just like, oh, my God, what the fuck is going on here? And they play tight, too. It's like there's no bass player, so it's 2 guitar players and a drummer. So it's deceptive how big it actually is. And the 2 guitar players are tight. They've got these just ridiculous, non-repeating riffs that go on forever. Super fast, and it's just like mind-numbing. And the drummers, I'm just like going along with it. Really funny shit.
God damn.
Yeah, some serious talent too. Serious, like really good. The Vancouver metal scene, boy, they got some really good players there.
DOA.
Yeah, this one. Yeah, DOA, whatever shithead's he's an old fart now. He's a politician and shit. He got elected.
He's a dick. He doesn't respond to anyone on
Yeah,
Facebook or his record label.
Yeah, he doesn't chat much anymore. I'm talking like fucking all night. I've been talking back and forth to Mike Console, who's the guitar. No, he's the bass player for DOA now. I've known him for years. Him and Patty are the drums and bass for Shithead. And they're bummed, because he's got a fucking job with the government now, whatever. And
oh, he does?
And it's like, fuck, we want to go on tour, and this is lame. You know? And Shithead's all, he's a funny dude.
I've been trying to get a fucking interview with him since like 2013, but I literally just can't get a hold of him.
Yeah, no, he does what he wants to do, you know, pretty well.
I mean, he had to be on Facebook because that's a star, but I mean, I've been...
Yeah, he's on there, but he's pretty busy, I think. He's like fucking in local politics. He's representing his entire... He's like, I don't know what they have in the States, the same way they do it. I guess you guys have got it all divvied up in between the Reds and the Blues or whatever. What team are you guys on? It's funny. I knew people on Facebook that got divorced because one of them was a fucking Republican and one of them was a goddamn Democrat.
Silly.
Their fucking whole marriage fell apart because of it. And it's just like, holy fuck, you guys are nuts.
To anyone who does that, they weren't truly in love. I mean...
Yeah, I think Bernie Sanders had a fucking...
I'm independent.
Bernie Sanders had a point. His thing was get rid of put a cap on how much money you can spend on your campaign. Of let's say $100,000, somewhere really way down there. So you can throw a bit of a party, maybe get a live band. That's about all you're going to get, you know, and just shit can the whole thing. Because it's a fucking goon show and make people actually vote for something instead of just watching the commercials. Who'd you vote for? I don't know. I vote for whoever they told me to vote for fuck's sake.
You said it's a song, the track PET off Out of the Womb. What's that about?
That's Pierre Elliott Trudeau, the father of our current Prime Minister, who was a big corporate lawyer Prime Minister. Fucking he was a neoliberal corporate fucking shill guy, you know, just doing whatever his buddies. He was going to get big appointment, whatever, be the CEO of some company as soon as he retired from wherever. And so he'd do all these favors for them. So when he was the Prime Minister, so that was just the last beating of his heart. He goes, beep, beep, beep. And he's like...
Is that like a legit recording of him in the hospital or something?
No. We just faked that shit.
Oh, I was gonna say.
I've got the video. I've got video of me sticking my dick in his face right when he died.
Hell yeah.
So the last thing he saw was me just going, yeah, right in his face like that.
At least he died happy.
Prime Minister, my ass. Yeah. Actually, they called him the Pie Minister. And this guy for a while, they were throwing cream pies at the fucking goddamn Prime Minister. They called him the Pie Minister, and they'd get him in the face with a fucking pie. It happened a bunch of times, It was quite funny.
What is your song Kill the Hosers about?
It's kind of just a joke. You remember SCTV?
Remember what?
You ever heard of Second City Television, SCTV? It's kind of like Saturday Night Live for kind of almost where Dan Aykroyd and all of those fucking guys came from.
I haven't heard of... I know Dan Aykroyd in the SNL, but I've never heard of SCTV.
Yeah, that's right. Well, Second City, SCTV is kind of it's kind of a precursor to that. Really awesome, funny show. It's like half Canadian, half American, and it's from one of the towns right along the border, like Detroit or something like that, you know? And it's the funniest goddamn shit, like really comedy noir stuff. They had like the Plasmatics played on the episodes of their show, and bunch of really killer stuff on there.
Spot the Plasmatics.
John Candy was in that, all of that. All of those guys came out of there. What was that?
I said I just bought a Plasmatics LP from my local co-op records here in Moline, Illinois, the other day.
Oh, no way. No way. I still got one kicking around somewhere. I think I can't remember what it's called. They were cool. I mean, I liked the obvious obvious record industry ringers playing on the instruments of this band. They've got a nice stacked band, whoever they are, and shit like this. But it was pretty good. I mean, whatever. She was Wendy O was fucking a character for quite a while. It's too bad the way she ended up not sitting so well with retirement, I guess. Something along those lines. I don't know what the deal was. She might have been sick or something like that when she capped herself there. You should put a bag over her head so she didn't make a big mess.
She killed herself?
Yeah, she you didn't know that? Oh yeah,
No.
She shotgun in the mouth or something like that.
Holy fuck.
Yeah. With a mail bag
Well,
over her head.
I listen to the band, but I don't know them. Like, I'm not such a big fan that I've actually looked into them personally. They're
weird. It's pretty big. I mean, it's put together by the record industry, for Christ's sake. Eh? They're just making their own toy punk rock band. Something that they think is going to suit it is all mindless sort of lyrics and shit like that. If you notice, I mean, there's that school of engineering, I guess, what would you call it, the Lemmy Motorhead School or something like that, where you keep the rock simple, eh? You don't fucking have any meaning to the songs. They don't mean anything.
Pull My Strings, Dead Kennedys.
Pardon, what's that?
Oh, I just made a reference to Pull My Strings by Dead Kennedys. That's
oh yeah,
that song.
Fucking Dead Kennedys. I mean, that's actually, they're one of the reasons that I got into this shit anyway, was because at first I thought the punk bands were really shady, eh? The first ones I heard, there were some English bands, terrible sounding stuff. And and then I heard the fucking goddamn Dead Kennedys shit, and I was like, no, this is more like it. This is like, you almost jazz gone, metal gone, anything. I saw the unlimited prospects there, eh? You can play any kind of music here.
Didn't you have a really strange encounter with Biafra regarding your song, Oh Fuck My Shit Stinks?
You told what about it?
You told me a story about his girlfriend, something like that.
Oh God, no, about Jello Biafra?
Yeah, he said he was
and
dating
oh no,
girl.
What it was not that long ago at Punk Rock Bowling one year. And we fucking played with DOA, the big show and stuff like that, and Jello's down in the band room at the end of the night, and boy, me and Jello had some problems over the years. He didn't think the Dayglos were very funny at all. He thought we were making fun of all of the wrong shit, and he didn't get it, really, at all.
He is a very serious person, after all.
Yeah, he's pretty good. He's good. He's cool. I mean, but anyways, what happens is he's in the band room. He's being all chatty. He's being nice this time, because he hadn't been a couple of times. But he's friends with friends of mine, and it's all good. I got no problem. People can be however they want, and people, like especially very talented people, can get a little difficult sometimes. Some of them are very eccentric. You got to put up with a bit of extra stuff when it gets to dealing with, and the more talent, the weirder they get, So no, whatever, I got no problem. But he was with, I believe it was Penelope Spheris, the woman that did the fucking that documentary, Rise and Fall of the Western Civilization. And she's like this old broad, and she's there. It's my date, Penelope, here, like this. And I'm going, wow, it's an honor and a privilege. And he goes, before I can even say it, he goes, excuse me, fucking, he goes, Penelope here, and you've got a lot in common, he says. Murray wrote a song called Fuck My Shit Stinks, he says. Penelope, he goes, got 7 feet of her small intestine removed or something like this, and he looks at me and he goes, I think it's the part that makes your shit not smell so bad. And he goes, pew. I'm looking at her, I'm going, what the fuck? And I go, Jesus, I'm still shaking her hand. I go, God, I almost feel like we're kind of intimate almost at this point. Like, holy smokes, Jello. I was just like embarrassed the shit out of her, too. She goes all red in the face. I go, what a fucking weirdo. Holy Christ, what a thing to say. And then he goes, this is really funny. Because he's like, he likes the attention, too. And he's a real lead singer disease kind of guy. He goes, well, he was going to go up and buy some merch. He very generously bought all kinds of merch off us and everything like this. And he goes, fucking, I go, here, I'm going to introduce you to Blind Mark, our drummer. And he goes, hi, I'm Jello Biafra. And he holds his hand out for Mark to shake. Mark's fucking blind, though. Mark doesn't even look at the hand. And he just goes, Jello Biafra? Yeah, sure you are, buddy. And turns around and just starts doing whatever he was doing. And just blows him right off. And Jello's standing there with his hand out. Ah! And I go to Jello, I go, yeah, as in blind. Oh, it was so priceless, man. I fucking died. But, I mean, it was good because I felt that at least at that moment we were not hostile. I don't like when people think... I don't mind it if they're pissed off at me and don't like me for a legitimate reason. But there's stuff that's a misunderstanding, and they're completely wrong about me, you know? I'm a fucking... I don't even step on bugs, for fuck's sake. I'm sort of like some kind of a weirdo. I don't know what you'd call me. Fucking Mother Teresa motherfucker.
Well, yeah, I mean, like,
some shit.
The thing is, like, I was gonna say, like, the thing is with Biafra and his hastiness towards you in the past, you both have been down the same shithole with the government and the media, because he had freaking Christ media posters, he was sued for pornography.
Exactly. I'm well aware. And, you know, when ours happened, he had just done an album with No Means No, and who were good friends of mine.
The sky is falling, and I want my mommy.
Yeah, and they fucking, the sky's falling, that's it. And he came and played a benefit in Vancouver for the Legal Defense Fund for the record company there and stuff like that, which I thought was in. I go up and I got up and sang a song with No Means No and stuff like that with a Dayglo song that they did.
Yeah.
With Jello right there and everything like that, eh? And at the end of the set, I'm going, so Jello, look, I know what your feelings are about me and stuff like that, but, you know, all of that stuff, I've got a lot of respect for you for just coming and doing something for the cause anyway, regardless, even though your feelings about me. And I held my hand out like that. And he looks at my hand and goes, and puts his hands in his pockets and goes, I know who you are. And he walks away. So he did it to me. And I'm like, really? What a fucking... I'm just looking, well, kiss my fucking toot then. You know, it was... But then, you know, so I'm glad that, you know, he can look beyond that shit because he was wrong. You know, his buddy there, Tim Yohannan, isn't that his name? Tim Yohannan, I think, who had the Maximum Rock and Roll show and stuff like that. He had the radio show out of Berkeley, and he was right into it. Like, he was really the political guy, and the one who very left-wing, pretty fairly a Marxist all the way, you know. And, like, out of the Berkeley University scene as well, too, so he's a well-cultured guy. He liked to argue. He's just like, he'd get 3 times, I think he got me on his radio show, and just, it was like he's lecturing me on all of the things I was doing wrong and stuff like this. And I'm just going, yeah, whatever, arguing with him and shit. He almost won me over, you know, because we played way down, I was in North Carolina, some Greensboro, and these fucking white power Nazi skinhead guys, the whole place was just Nazi white power skinhead shit, eh? And I'm just like, yeah, we got like a native Indian in our fucking playing guitar, the guy with the mohawk and the round face and everything like this, going, hey man, your girlfriend's kind of good looking, eh? And you know, she looks passionate today. But so we bullshit our way through that, and they decided, these guys fell in love with Mike. They wanted him to join their team, their club, eh? And they gave him a fucking kit, like a skinhead indoctrination kit. And it had a thing that formed to send away and get your jack boots and some fucking little uniform garb so you could start up your Boy Scout thing there. And fucking... And then a thing, there was a thing on more or less racial purity or whatever and shit like this. And then, it has some terrible shit in it. There was pictures of 3 dudes planting crosses. Black guys with a whole fucking bunch of guys in bed sheets standing around them watching these 2 fucking guys planting crosses on Polaroid pictures. And I look at these pictures and I go, these motherfucking things, these are evidence of murder. You were aware of what this fucking thing in your hand is right here, right? You know? And shit got real creepy. And it's just like, this is fucked up. And then the KKK joke book, of all things. And this is what almost got me, man. And I'm fucking going, I open it up and I look, and it says, use this fucking joke book in your high school locker rooms with your friends. Use it everywhere, because, this shit, it's kind of funny, and it desensitizes people to our cause. And I'm reading this, and I'm going, fuck. Fucking Tim Yohannan is right. I've got to be careful about this shit because these people aren't smart enough to figure it out. And I could be putting some really bad thoughts in people's heads. And I'm going, yeah, he's got a point. But, unfortunately, that's not I don't really get to make those decisions. All I do is I just do something that I paint pictures of the world that I see around me.
You can't control.
And there's snapshots in time and stuff like that. And I'm fucking sorry about what they see.
Yeah, you can't control.
It's just the way it is. Yeah, I'm not going to edit it. And if I was to censor it, that would be irresponsible of me.
Yeah,
because
you wouldn't be staying true to yourself.
My duty, it is my life mission to make this stuff available for people to interpret.
Of course. That's what we're supposed to do.
And it's working pretty good for the most part. It's interesting. Like, I argue with my old man there sometimes. Like, well, you gotta fucking do something with your life, god damn it, like change the constitution of your country, maybe?
Yeah.
Like, name something. But anyways, I'm going, yeah, when am I going to do something? I don't know. I'm thinking of actually getting the government to arrest me again. It worked great last time. But these sort of things you push. I've got a group of people. Like, he goes, you can't fucking just say these things and expect the world to change. And I go, that's where you're wrong, completely. Is because I've actually got a kind of a audience, for starters, and they believe what I tell them. For the most part, I've got a reputation of being relatively honest and lucid, and they fucking believe me. So I am doing it exactly the way the television does it. I get them all relaxed, get them all, dancing and socializing with their friends, tell them a couple of jokes, get them all laughing, all of their guards down, and start pumping their heads full of shit, Oh, this is the way of the world, Just exactly what the TV does. It's perfect. Mind control. Yeah, that's a funny one. I told that to this fucking guy from a university paper somewhere down in the States, and he was horrified. He's like looking at me going, are you for real? Does this stuff work? I'm like, you bet. It's
it works,
proven,
buddy.
I'm going, Jesus. He goes, like, what was actually his first question was, so what does the Dayglo abortions mean? And I go, it's a noun. I mean, aren't you a university student? Nouns don't have meaning, I said. They're names, stupid. Oh, and he's looking at me all confused. I'm like, whatever. Okay, this is going to be hilarious.
Did you tell him to shove a hamster up his ass?
No, I try not to be rude to people. I mean, I'm not going to fucking hurt the guy's feelings. It's actually, you should have a little bit more respect for everybody, and deal with people fucking straight up, everybody's trying to get through the shit with the same broken fucking tools and information and whatever. Might as well help each other out, for the most part.
Yeah,
I got no problem with, people can be people. People are going to be people. You might as well get along with them. I personally get a kick out of them. I think they're funny.
Another question I had from the original interview, could you explain the artwork for Here Today, Gone Tomorrow again, please?
Oh, that one, the hamster scene, yeah.
Or a little hammy.
Yeah, well, once we decided on a hamster, that was, it was, because the whole theme of the thing is here today, gone tomorrow, and like the way things just evaporate and turn away and decompose into shit and everything. There's a lot of funny jokes all piled up one on top of each other like a big poop pile. And so the cover, so we figured it's got to be just, looking towards the beautiful rosy future and everything like this, and everything's eating a big box of chocolates and all of this stuff. And then it doesn't realize that it's eating gibbles out of the barrel of a gun kind of stuff. And then it's not, the picture is like that hamster or whatever it was, fucking some kind of rodent, lived for years. The secretaries at Fringe Product had him in the fucking, in their office there. He was always there. It was all fake, obviously.
Yeah,
I don't step on bugs, for Christ's sake. You know, I haven't hurt an animal since those several million bullfrogs, when me and my friends had to eviscerate for a little thing that we performed. When I was a kid, we pulled this great prank on everyone in the entire town. We saw this fucking Tarzan movie. I was like, I don't know, 7 or 8 years old. Saw this Tarzan movie about these cannibal guys in the jungle that were just taking chicks and everybody, and raping them and eating them, and it was pretty awesome.
Jesus.
And they fucking marked their turf off with masks they made out of the bones and skin of their victims. So we're looking at this and going, everybody's fairly scared of them, man. And so we get this place, the woods, we called it, where all of the kids in that neighborhood, it was an Air Force base, like military place. And fucking all of the kids in this, we all played and competed for areas of strategy in the fucking woods. Anyway, it's complicated, but let's see now. What the fuck was going on? What was I talking about? I'm just tripping balls here. Something about Greenwood when I was a kid. God, I lost that thought.
I asked you about the artwork for Here to They Go On Tomorrow. That was the
right.
question.
The artwork for it. Yeah, well, I don't know how I got to where I was right there from that. That doesn't help me out at all. Who are you, anyway? Do you want my fucking credit card number or my banking information?
Sure.
That was me and Sketchy, the guy who plays bass in the Dayglos now. We were doing this stuff about doing these little skits of like the Alzheimer's helpline and stuff. Hello. And he goes, Alzheimer's helpline. And he's going, are you my son? Shit like this. And they had to make this thing of the Alzheimer's annual 10-kilometer run or whatever like this. We're still waiting for last year's runners to come back, but bang, the gun goes and they all just sort of wander off in different directions, mumbling to themselves. I don't know. I thought it was funny.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? I gotta go to the fucking can and stuff like that.
You gotta do that.
I've got to go to my can and shit. I need to take a break and get a beer and a couple of things.
All right.
And kick back.
I only had kind of one other question to ask you about if you
Sure,
have time
okay.
for it.
Okay.
On the
Go for it.
on Armageddon Survival Guide, the song
Yeah.
My Facebook, Kiss Your Facebook and Kiss My Ass Book.
Oh yeah.
Could you go into the meaning behind that one?
Well, geez, it's got, that's pretty, let me think deeply about this one. What could it possibly be about? I know. No, it was kind of like, it's just a one-liner. I was thinking I wanted to start a fucking website called Your Facebook Can Kiss My Ass Book. And have a picture of somebody just like a book with an ass. I made this funny thing. I called it, like, there's porno mags laying there on this table, and the top one says Das Boot. It's got like this picture of this big burly dyke or something on the front of it, and it's got, she's bending or sticking her ass out like this, and then there's like this hipster fucking whatever Beatnik magazine, and this guy from a band called Grandma's Beige Undies. I think I called the band's name, and the singer from Grandma's Beige Undies just happens to be on one magazine kissing the ass of the Das Boot one and the other one, and it says, Your Facebook Can Kiss My Ass Book. And that was a rather funny scene. But yeah, that's, I mean, social media, what the fuck, eh? I mean, get people that live these, it's a dangerous thing. I didn't take it seriously at first, and I thought, this is just silliness. And I didn't realize how insidious it actually was. It's little game of fucking the dopamine reward game that it plays with people there. And people that have fucking social issues, or they're not socially successful, and their lives aren't really making much excitement at all happening for them, get weird shit about that, and
A
they
person's
fucking
in-
get all of these vibes from fucking getting social validation and stuff like this, and they're so hooked on it.
So I really
And
appreciate
they're-
that song too, because you really hit on that.
Yeah, and it's like I don't dislike these people. I just feel bad for them. I
Yeah,
mean, and they're
person's entire
kind of
livelihood
eating
can-
a lot of expensive food that other people could be eating, and they're just really all they really do is fill up landfills. You know, you're just like this fucking consuming machine that produces nothing of value whatsoever. So, like a good disease would take care of that one, like that. Really, and to look at things in a harsh and blunt way, that's what's going to happen. Totally. You think the fucking Earth is not an entire system of fucking organism? You know, it's like one big being, and it will protect itself. And it will fucking, something will happen, an earthquake, whatever it takes. It's going to get rid of, shake us off like the fucking fleas that we are, you know? We're thinking, we're in control, we dominate, you know, everything that not a chance. We fucking have no clue what's going on around here. And there's big things happening in the universe at slower levels than we can appreciate even. And we're just fucking, you know, it'll just go, you're gone. Sorry, I got a sneaky feeling it happens every 12,000 or so years on the planet. It resets, and more or less, okay, we've had enough of this year's crew.
This and a civilization.
They let them develop to you get to go for a couple of million, a few million, whatever it is, something like that, and then we just, once you become a pain in the ass, zonko. Start again, press the reset switch. And just keep the whole system going like that. You see, you got to look at things like, what is the big system? And it's not us, you know?
Yeah.
So reckon we could have a little bit like, the people that actually have it figured out are the natives. And they know exactly what we're supposed to be doing and what our purpose is. Like all of the other animals, we're supposed to be singing and dancing. That's what we fucking do. Really, and that's why we've got the big complex brains, so that we can make the best music.
Damn right.
And it's, it's a fucking, I bet you we evolved side by side with our ability to compute. Nothing uses the brain like music uses it. It uses every part of your brain. It will take you anywhere in your life. It can teleport you to this or that. Memories and all of your functions are opened up by music. You know, just think about how incredibly important it is. It is the language that transcends all language, and all of the species, all of the animals do it.
Yeah, that's how you
and
can
we're
also.
just not doing our part. We're not doing it. You see, we've become when there's this hole in the system where we used to be. Now it's cancer. Bad news. And there we go. On that happy note.
I actually.
Sorry to bum you out there, but
No.
yeah, we're doomed essentially, and we don't deserve to survive. The gist of the story is, yes.
I did have one.
Kill us all, starting with me, the old people first. I put my hand up.
I did have one.
Because we're in the way, yeah. What's that?
I did have one final question after this that I actually kind of forgot what you told me in the first interview. The song "Wake Up, America," or "Wake Me Up."
Oh, yeah.
Who does the piano in that?
Oh, the piano is my sister. Yeah, my sister did that.
And who sings?
And she refused to have her name. Oh, who's singing?
Yeah.
That is a lady named Diane, a friend of ours.
Oh.
She did it. Yeah, she's still kicking. She's around. And she had a terrible car accident. It was awful. Got really fucked up for her age. Right in front of me. It was really sucked balls. We were walking out of a bar. And she walked across the road in front of me, and this fucking car hit her. He was doing 50 miles an hour and just fucking ran her right over. And just, bam, right 5 feet in front of me. I was just like, oh my God, I thought she was dead.
Oh, she survived
it?
She
survived it. She survived it. She got smashed up, and she was getting on a bit in age, too. It didn't do her a lot of good. She's pretty frail now. Not like me. I'm just out there fucking on the... What's that?
Did the guy ever get arrested?
What happened with the driver in that? I don't even fucking know. I don't even know. I'm not sure if he was really even at fault. You know, because he was probably doing, I would say, 30 miles an hour when he hit her. And he wasn't like more than going 50. That was an exaggeration. Probably 30. And it was kind of a crosswalk. It was at night though, and the bars are closing. And there wasn't a lot of people on the streets, and he probably just didn't see her. And she thought that he saw her or something, and she just fucking or didn't see it, because I just watched her walk right into this fucking car, and I'm like, oh man, what was going on there? You know, but the fucking walking out of a bar, you know, what do you say? It was too bad.
Wow, I'm so sorry to hear that. And if she ever watches this interview, my condolences. Damn.
Yeah, she's still going though. She's still going.
That's
a little
good.
frail, as I said. Pardon?
That's good that she's still alive. I mean, holy hell.
Yeah. Anyways, dude, I gotta pack it in.
Thank you so much for this interview, man. I appreciate you giving me a second chance for this. Like
Cheers.
I said.